So today is Yoga Nidra Day. As you can see, Kaylee is already ready. So Yoga Nidra is, oh boy, taking the sounds of the environment. You may hear the rock climbers below us. They're downstairs drilling. So if you notice any sounds, just take in the sound and try not to judge whether or not it should or should not be there. Allow a sound to just be a sound. So Yoga Nidra is a long meditation, and we kind of guide you through different practices designed to balance energy, thoughts, and emotions and things in the body. Balance your layers is traditionally how it's thought of. Traditionally, it's taken in Shavasana. So that's a tradition, that's a practice, it's a way to do it. It is not necessarily the should or should not way. There are many people that will tell me I'm wrong on that. However, I believe that your practice should be yours. So if your body is more comfortable in some other position other than Shavasana, especially because we are here for so long, please take that position. You can take it laying down front forward in crocodile, just as long as you have plenty of space for breathing. You can take it curled up in the fetal position. You can take it with the bolster under your knees. This way, with the bolster under your knees, is nice for your lower back, especially if you have any tightness in your low back or your hamstrings, your back of your legs. Maybe even in your heels and feet you have tightness. Maybe you want to take your feet up onto a chair and have all the blood draining from your ankles back down into your back towards your heart. Many ways to take this, find the way that works for you, and not worrying about what should or should not be done. So start to land in the room, and maybe before landing, take some shakes and wiggles of the body. We have a lot going on in our environment right now, especially even if your internal world is pretty safe and secure, there's just a lot going on in the world. And the world itself has kind of a nervous energy going on right now, to say the least. So maybe take some wiggles of the body and really kind of just shake and get loose. Get some stuff out first. Maybe even shake the feet, shake everything loose. Just try to give a little reset. And then when you land on the ground, try to find the position that feels the most comfortable for you. A position that you feel like you can be still in for 50 minutes. And then give yourself permission to be still. Almost as if you're telling yourself, I am ready to be still. I am ready to settle in. But also give yourself permission to adjust and wiggle. There's a lot of practices where we sit and we have to believe that we're sitting up a certain way in meditation despite the fact our legs are falling asleep and our body is telling us all these messages, and we're going to meditate through it and ignore our body's signals. It is not what I want you to do today. I want you to hear your body if it's calling to you, and adjust and wiggle, and then just give yourself permission to try to return to the practice. Judgment free. Allow your body to do what it needs to do. Allow your mind to do what it needs to do. And if you feel like you fell asleep, then maybe that's what it needed to do too. I will remind you that this practice is a deep rest practice. It's called the yogic sleep. So sometimes you may feel like you really are asleep when you're really hovering in that layer between just before fully asleep. That deep, restful state. So start to take in your environment. Open your eyes, look around, know where you are. Take in the sounds of your environment. Know the noises that are here and around you. Maybe even give space for sounds that are a little more distant, just so your body, your fight or flight system knows where you are. It can start to shut down any fear associated with these sounds. And then softly bring your eyes to a close. Start to tune into your breath. Maybe even taking a couple of really mindful, kind of almost forceful, intentional breaths. Muscular, intentional, so that you know what that feels like. Sometimes when we think in on our breath, we really bring tension on our breath. We bring our muscles and we're like, oh, we're going to use our muscles to force our lungs open. So maybe do that so that you know what that feels like. And then start to soften around your breath and allow it to just roll in and roll out. And rather than forcing full breath into our lungs, just watching it go. Watching it roll in through the nose. And roll back out through the nose. Then land in the center point of your mind and allow space for whatever is present here to be present here. Perhaps even taking the time to say to yourself, right here in this moment, all of my needs are met. Just giving yourself a little bit more extra grounding for this present moment in time. And you have the opportunity to work with an intention. And an intention is a truth vow. Something that you're working with, that your inner truest self actually knows is true. And it's like a little vow for the rest of yourself, the other layers of yourself, to begin to believe this vow. So, for example, if I wish to work with self-worth, my sentence, my vow, would be, I am worthy. So make a short, present moment, positive statement, rather than saying the negative or saying not in your sentence. Make sure that it's very precise and short. And then say it to yourself as you would to a dear friend. Say it with kindness and as if you already believe it true. Now we'll begin with the rotation of consciousness, simply practicing placing our awareness in single points in our body, encouraging that mind-body connection and encouraging single point focus for a while. So bring your awareness to your right hand. Find the palm of the right hand. Right hand thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. Back of the right hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit. Travel down the rib cage, a rib at a time. Find the space between the rib cage and the hip. Right hip, thigh, kneecap, lower leg, ankle, heel, arch of the right foot, ball of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Become entirely aware of the right side of the body, as if turning on the lights and riding home on the right side of the body. Gently shift your awareness over to the left side of the body. Find the left hand thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. Back of the left hand, wrist, forearm, upper arm, shoulder, armpit. Travel down the rib cage, a rib at a time. Find the space between the rib cage and the hip. Left hip, thigh, kneecap, lower leg, ankle, heel, arch of the left foot, ball of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Fill up your awareness on the left side of the body. As if arriving home on the left side of the body. begin to move our awareness a little more quickly, left and right sides. So my left foot, right foot, both feet. Left ankle, right ankle, both ankles. Back of the left knee, back of the right knee, both knees. Back of the left hip, back of the right hip, across the hips and lower back. Back of the left rib cage, back of the right rib cage, across the mid-back. Left shoulder blade, right shoulder blade, across the shoulders. Left arm, right arm, both arms. Left hand, right hand, both hands. Left ear, right ear, both ears and the space between the ears. Left eye, right eye, both eyes. Left cheek, right cheek, across the face. Upper lip, lower lip, both lips. Left eyelids, right eyelids. And then see if you can locate the place where upper and lower eyelids touch. See if you can find sensation right at that point where the eyelids meet. Gently soften from this space over the skin of the face. And then feel as if you can soften backwards from this space and land right in the very center point of the brain. Imagine you could sit your awareness right on top of the spinal cord, right where the spinal cord meets the brain. And imagine a softness here. Softness throughout the inside of the skull. And then allow space for whatever is present here to be present here. Noticing what is present without judgment. Noticing that you can notice your thoughts. And then perhaps noticing a little space between the thoughts. Move on to the practice of the sensation of opposites. Gently begin to shift your awareness back to the full body. Begin to imagine that your whole entire physical body is filled with lead. Fill up your torso with the sensation of being heavy. Fill up your arms and your fingers and your legs and your toes. The sensation of being heavy, being weighted, being deeply secured to the ground or the support below you. Feeling heavier and heavier. Your head feels heavy. Your entire body feels heavier and heavier and deeply rooted into the ground. If a storm were to blow in, you couldn't budge. You're so deeply grounded and rooted and heavy, strong, filled with a sense of heaviness, of being solid. And then begin to invite in the opposite sensation. Sensation of lightness and air and softness. Begin to feel lighter and lighter and softer and softer. Toes become soft and light. Your feet are soft and light. Your legs, your torso, your arms, your fingertips, even your head begins to feel soft and light, as if you were filled with air, soft, fluffy clouds. Feel softer and softer and lighter, perhaps even beginning to feel like you could drift away on the softest breeze. Experiencing softness and lightness, airiness. And gently invite in the possibility of experiencing both softness and lightness and heaviness at the same time. These opposite sensations of heaviness and softness and lightness at the same time. Let that go and softly return back to that center point of the mind. Again, allowing space for whatever is present here to be present here. Softly observing the fluctuations of the mind, as if you could rest in a layer just below and be less and less affected by the fluctuations of the mind, the constant firing of the brain. And then we're going to move on to the energetic layer of the body. We're going to imagine moving energy from one place to another in our body. Whatever helps you connect with this. You can visualize a color or a temperature or texture moving from one place to another. You can visualize connecting it with your breath, so drawing in and then sending out the energy with the pattern of your own breath. Many ways, whatever helps you connect to the concept of bringing energy in one way and out the other. So begin to connect just with the sensation of energy. Maybe bringing your awareness to the palms of your hands. And see if you can feel the layer that's just above the palm of the hand. As if you're trying to feel the air around you with the palm of your hands. You may be able to notice a sensation of more than just a little layer. Maybe it feels more like a ball of energy in the palm of your hands. Maybe you can feel or connect with the sensation of energy from the tips of the fingers to the thumb and back. Sensing without feeling with the skin where your fingers are. An ability we have to just kind of know where they are in space without really knowing through the sensation of our skin. And then place all your awareness and energy in the right hand. You're going to imagine drawing the energy through the right hand, up the right arm, across the chest, down the left arm, and out the left hand. As you do this, imagine a path of energy that is free of holding patterns or misaligned bones and scars. Imagine drawing in fresh and sweeping away things no longer needed. And then gently see if you can switch the path of your energy, moving in through the left hand, drawing up through the left arm, across the chest, and then down through the right arm and out the palm of the right hand. Drawing in through the left, up the left arm, across the chest, and out through the right, down the right arm, and out through the right hand. Drawing in fresh and sweeping away things no longer needed. And then gently see if you can begin to draw your energy channel in through the right foot, the sole of the right foot, up the right leg, across the hips, down the left leg, and out the sole of the left foot. Drawing in your energy, drawing in fresh through the sole of the right foot, up the right leg, across the hips, down the left leg, and out the sole of the left foot. Drawing in fresh and sweeping away things no longer needed. And gently see if you can draw the energy in through the left foot, up the left leg, across the hips, down the right leg, and out the sole of the right foot. Drawing in fresh through the left foot, across, up the left leg, across the hips, and then sweeping away things no longer needed, down the right leg and out the sole of the right foot.
then softly land in the center of the chest, your metaphysical heart. The center. And from this center, imagine you could connect with the energy that flows within the body. Perhaps imagining you could open from the heart center, and surrounding you is a little bubble of energy. And this energy contains precisely what you need in this moment. And from this heart center, you're able to slowly trickle in and allow it to spread from the heart center throughout the entire body, gently touching and refreshing every cell as it passes. Slowly all the way down to the fingertips, down to the toes, even to the very top of the skull. And gently draw your awareness back to the center point of the mind. Giving a moment to notice whatever is present here. Noticing you can notice your thoughts. And then perhaps noticing a little space in between the thoughts. begin to take a journey with our imagination. Try to paint in the details as clearly as you can. Bring to mind an ocean scene, and it can be somewhere you've been or somewhere that you just connected to in a picture. Make it somewhere that you can visualize easy. Look out across the ocean. The waves are deep, calming blue. And they're rolling in and rolling out softly. For as far as the eye can see, the deep, calming blue waves rolling in and rolling out. See yourself walking along the shoreline, watching the waves rolling in and rolling out. The sky is a calming blue with little fluffy clouds. Perhaps begin to feel like you can feel the soft breeze on your skin and the warmth of the sunlight. Maybe even begin to imagine the smell of the salt. The longer you walk along the shoreline, the more that this deep, calming blue sensation begins to wash over you. In the distance, you see a beautiful raft covered in soft, fluffy cushions. This raft floats towards you, and you take a seat and then lay down on the raft, nestling into softness, comforted by the cushions. You slowly begin to drift off on the calm ocean, rolling in, rolling out as if rocking you like a lullaby. And as you lay here and look up at the sky, notice the soft, fluffy clouds far, far above. As you're rocking, and rolling, rocked by the waves of the ocean. And as a thought or distraction comes in, imagine attaching this thought to a cloud and softly watching it float on by. All the while, the calm blue sky, the calm blue ocean washing through you. Gently and to connect with bringing your raft back to shore. Find yourself back on the shoreline, looking out at your raft as it slowly drifts away. Painting the details of the raft vividly, knowing that it will come back for you ready whenever you need it. And the more often that we come back to these familiar places, the more powerful they can become. And returning to the center point of your mind, we'll practice a practice called rapid visualization. A practice of allowing an image to come to mind, see it, observe it without judgment, and let it pass by. We'll begin with a single ant, the dark side of the moon, a herd of elephants, a double rainbow, diving into the deep blue ocean, baby sea turtles swimming to shore, spider's web glistening in the dew, a single candle in a very dark room, children playing, unicorn, a dark storm, sacred temple, sitting in meditation. See yourself sitting in meditation. Observe yourself sitting in meditation. Before coming back from this deeply restful state, you have the opportunity to repeat your truth vow, your mantra, your promise, your intention. Say it as if you are planting a seed in fertile soil. Say it as if every cell in your body is ready to receive the message. And say it with loving kindness, the way that you would speak to a dear friend. And then with a lot of trust and faith, and not without thinking too hard, trust and faith in the internal wisdom of the physical body. take a stretch. Maybe taking the arms up overhead and the legs long. Begin to feel your body awake and adjust. And take a little wiggle and just not thinking too much about it. Just let your body reset and adjust. Maybe there'll be some creaks and cracks that will arrive. Let your body find its way out of this position. Slowly. And then begin to bring your awareness really to sensation. Feel the ground below you. And bringing a knee in at a time. Slowly curl up in a fetal position on whatever side is calling to you. And really taking a moment to soften back into the present moment. Perhaps even allowing space for whatever is ready to be processed and released to just let go. Arriving back in this moment in time, back in this physical body, feeling sensation of the physical body, feeling the breath, noticing your state of mind, your emotional state, your mental state, just taking time to check in and notice. And then beginning to make your way to a seated position. Bring yourself to a seat. Bring your left and right sides to meet in front of your heart. Hands to prayer at heart center. This gesture of bringing our left and right sides to meet in front of our heart, as if accepting ourselves as whole and complete, precisely as we are. May we all know love, light, and connection. Thank you so much for joining us.